Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 359 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to let you know everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just give us a thumbs up, 5-star review, or whatever your service does. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we got a lot of different benefits for you people. But the most popular is the $5 producer tier, where you get to watch us record the podcast live on YouTube every other week or every week, depending on what we do. You get a bonus episode every month, which we just posted one last week. What was that? What is that from? Were you doing?
Dr.
Why are
Evil.
you on this? Why are you on this? You said something the other day from the stupid movie too. What are they called? Austin Powers. Why are you on Austin?
No, totally unrelated.
Come here, Mini-Me. And you also get the podcast live one day early on YouTube if you miss the live recording. Some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like the man with the bar named after him, our patron saint, Mr. John Tingley, as well as our affiliates, Derek Bamford, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and more on YouTube. I like the new setup, dude. Very much so. And Mom, as well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Also, make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube as well. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. What did you want to banter about?
Wittily?
Yes, wittily.
Okay. I randomly... My 5-year-old, typical 5-year-old sense of humor.
Does this smell weird?
What is it supposed to be?
Nothing. It's supposed to smell like ice.
I don't know. It smells. I get a little something. Anyways,
Maybe it's my breath.
typical 5-year-old sense of humor. Not too unlike her dad. I decided to ask Siri I was like, hey, give me a poop joke.
I was going to say a fart joke, but good.
And it was, why did the toilet paper roll down the hill?
Why did the toilet paper roll down the hill? Because it was all
Covered in poop.
downhill, down the butthole from here.
To get to the bottom.
Okay, paper towel. Yeah, I mean paper toilet. Yeah, TP.
Okay. But I didn't get it. And I thought it was just a stupid joke, like, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Why did the toilet paper roll down the hill to get to the bottom? I'm like, well, that's stupid. And Kira loved it. She's like, oh, because bottom. I was like, oh.
You're like, oh, right.
Like, okay, that actually is a pretty good joke. But then I started thinking,
you're dumb.
because I've heard...
I got it as soon as you said it.
I didn't.
You know it's a poop joke.
No, I know.
The bottom.
I get it now. But then I've heard, and I don't know if this is true.
Because he went ass over tea kettle. I don't know.
I don't know if this is true or if this is like bad joke revisionist history. But the only way, in the same way I didn't think that was funny, and now I'm like, oh.
The jerk store called and they're running out of you.
Have you heard why supposedly, like why did the chicken cross the road is actually a good joke? Not just to get to the other side.
No, but this is what we need to do a podcast about. All these stupid sayings and stuff. Like, where did this come from? What is the history?
I don't know if this is true. And like I said, I don't know if this is like revisionist history or if this is something, this is the way the joke was meant to be, and it just got lost. But people said to get to the other side means to die. And so it crossed the road because it's probably going to get hit by a car and it'll get to the other side.
But that means it wanted to commit suicide.
Well, but it's a joke. And so you think like, oh, to get to the other, why would anything cross the road? But why chicken? Although chicken also seemed, it could have said like a squirrel. This? I have not. I'm just bantering wittily.
Wait, did someone say this is a thing, or did you?
I've
figure
heard
this out?
this. I've heard it
okay.
somewhere, but then that's why once I figured out why the toilet paper getting to the bottom was actually a funny joke, it made me think of, because I originally thought it was like, why did the chicken cross the road? And that's a bad joke. It's just stupid. And that's what I thought this was. I'm like, oh wait, that's actually clever. And then it reminded me of how supposedly that's what why did the chicken cross the road really mean. It's that it's getting to the other side. It's dying. It went across the road to die because it's going to get hit by a car. But
And if it
also
doesn't, it's going to get its head
to
chopped
the
off
other
anyway.
side.
So.
Well, it'll get to the other side eventually anyway. But yeah.
I saw a video of a fish swimming around today with no head. Like its head got bitten off, and it was just like... I was like, that's weird. It was that Amazing Nature or whatever account that I love. Oh, and there was also a video there of I couldn't tell what kind of shark it was, but a shark. It's one of those that's kind of like it's not pointed and stuff like a white. It's kind of like
Hammerhead.
It's not a hammerhead though. It's like the mouth goes out, but it kind of like flattens and it's wide, not hammerhead wide. Anyways, it was sitting there, and all that was left was the like, so like top fins and head, and it's just like
Still alive?
no,
this one?
it's dead. Fish are coming up and eating it and stuff. But I'm like,
What ate
that looks
him?
like a big fish. I'm guessing a killer whale,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Is a fish like a chicken? Like, does its brain go like? Is that why it could still swim? It's like, well, you took my head, but I still got a little bit of brain left, and that's why I can still.
Have you heard about the headless chicken?
The Guinness World Record, like, lived for like years or something. Did you hear the one about the headless chicken?
No, this is a real one. I heard this on my one of my fantasy podcasts I listened to.
Of course you did.
It is these guys crack me up every time. Like they're the Ringer NFL fantasy show. They're so friggin' good. Like they know their stuff, but they're all so friggin' hilarious. One of the guys is a Giants fan, so that's always nice. Mike the Headless Chicken. He was a male Wyandotte chicken that lived for 18 months after its head had been cut off, surviving because most of his brainstem remained intact and it did not bleed to death due to a blood clot. After the loss of his head, Mike achieved national fame until his death in March 1947. In Fruita, Colorado, United States, an annual, quote, Mike the Headless Chicken Day, end quote, is held every May. This is Mike.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. It's kind of morbid. Like, I get it. Like, it had enough of its brain left to keep living, and it had a blood clot so it didn't bleed to death. But how does it, like, eat? How did it still, like, do anything?
Okay, so let me give you the history of it. On September 10th, 1945, farmer Lloyd Olson of Fruita, Colorado, was planning to eat supper with his mother-in-law and was sent out to the yard by his wife to bring back a chicken. I could not have survived back then.
No.
Olson chose a 5.5-month-old Wyandotte chicken named Mike.
Why would you name it?
Why would you, name something you're going to kill?
5 months later.
The axe removed the bulk of the head but missed the jugular, leaving one ear and most of the brainstem intact. Despite his attempt to behead Mike, the chicken was still able to balance on a perch and walk clumsily. It attempted to preen, peck for food,
With just a stump of a...
and crow, though with limited success.
That's horrible.
His crowing consisted of a gurgling sound made in his throat. When Mike did not die, Olson decided to care for the bird. He fed it a mixture of milk and water via an eyedropper and gave it small grains of corn and worms. Do you remember how he died?
Choke on something?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, seriously. In March 1947, at a motel in Phoenix, on a stopover while traveling back from a tour, Mike started choking in the middle of the night. He had managed to get a kernel of corn in his throat. So, like, he put his, like, neck thing down there and just went, I guess. The Olsons had inadvertently left their feeding and cleaning syringes at the sideshow the day before, and so they were unable to save Mike.
That's horrible. Just kill the chicken.
Why would you want to save him when he doesn't have a head? Poor Mike. So, yeah, that is freaking, especially if you zoom in on it. How's his feather so pretty? Well, that was they probably gave him a bath after they cut his head off.
That's the least you can do, I
guess. For Mike.
Poor Mike. Shout out to Mike.
That was a segue. It was not a segue. I mean, that was a what's it called?
Tangent?
Yeah, but it was a different word.
A cotangent.
A sine
From above.
from the cosine.
From Mike. The headless chicken. Oh, God.
Rest in peace, Mike. We love you. I got to talk about this because I finally decided to Google something today. And it annoys me because I see it all over town. And has anyone out there, comment down below if you have, seen a Jeep drive by you? I thought this maybe was just a Memphis thing until I asked my buddy who lives in Virginia. He said, oh my God, they're friggin' everywhere. Jeep Wranglers, like a Jeep, driving around with a bunch of rubber duckies on its dashboard. Dashboard. This is so stupid. It always annoys me. I'm like, what the hell are those things? Why are they there? Why did I feel like I only started seeing these in the last couple months? I don't know. It's a nationwide thing called Duck the Jeep or something. Duck in the Jeep. Hold on. That's Mike the Headless Chicken. I don't need to look at Mike the Headless Chicken. Let me see. Where's the link I sent Sean? A brief history of Duck Duck Jeep. From Reader's Digest. Anyways, they put him on there as like, Sean brought this up, so at least there is something. At the heart of the Jeep Ducks phenomenon is a desire to put a smile on someone's face by breaking and entering. Not really. I'm sure the doors are off because it's a Jeep. Jeep owners leave rubber duckies on other Jeeps to surprise the owner. It's an inside joke and a random act of kindness among fans of the beloved auto brand. A custom that started after one Jeep owner felt unsafe and unwelcome. Jeep Ducks are all about the opposite, making strangers and travelers feel like they are part of something bigger and kinder. Of course, this started in Canada, because Canada. Blame Canada. Alice in Parliament, if you want to know who started this stupid trend. And I told Sean, I might just be a grumpy old man. I mean, I am a grumpy middle-aged man. Am I middle-aged?
Have you had a midlife crisis?
Not yet.
I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll
I'm
be
just
cool.
planning on mine being when I finally buy a Corvette. I'm going to plan on my crisis. Anyways, ducks and Jeeps are stupid. It just pisses me off. It does not make me smile and happy. It makes me annoyed to no end. And these people are just driving around. I saw this one Jeep today that there must have been 15 freaking ducks on their dash. I was like, there's no way that many people have ducked you. Duck you, Jeep owners. Like, that dude just bought 15 and just put them up there. And that's the thing, there's dudes driving around like this. Not just chicks in Jeeps, dudes. Oh, it's just so stupid.
What he started to say and then didn't was there's the thing on cruise ships where people bring rubber duckies and like leave them hidden around the boat, mainly for kids to find. And it's just like a fun thing that people do on cruise ships. You know what I learned on my last cruise? I didn't know this was a thing.
That you get seasick?
Do you know about the pineapples on the door?
Oh, this sounds familiar.
How most cruise ship doors, maybe all of them, I don't know, are metal, and people bring things in to like decorate and all that. I learned on our last cruise that there's this thing, and I don't know if it goes beyond cruises, but it sounds like the main thing is on cruise for people of the swinging lifestyle.
Oh no!
If
I
you
didn't know
put
this
upside down, like a pineapple magnet sticker, whatever, on your door upside down.
Come on in.
Basically, that's like a "we're down if you are" sign, whatever. And I'm like, that's weird. There were a lot of them on the ship, and I don't think I had ever even.
I don't think I know.
It's not like I would always see them and didn't know. Like,
Right.
I mean, maybe I did see them and never thought anything of it because it's a pineapple. It doesn't really look out of place. But once you start looking for them, if you guys go on another cruise someday, just look for them. Now, this is the Impractical Jokers cruise. Maybe it's a different kind of
Oh, maybe they're just screwing
clientele.
with you.
No, it's legit because I
Oh.
Googled it. I'm just saying maybe that boat,
Right.
maybe that kind of cruise garners
It's
more
like-
of that type of person.
Hedonism people or whatever that
Yeah.
place was called.
But I learned that on my last cruise. I had no idea that was a thing. But if you see upside down pineapples on a cruise ship door, or probably any door, that's what that means. So,
I thought you were going to say it's like their birthday or something.
no,
Maybe it is also. And that's what they
Maybe.
wanted for their birthday.
it could be.
All right. We got a lot to talk about this week. Sean,
Yeah.
let's get to what we're playing.
Yeah.
Paper Mario. I love this game even more than I did last week.
Okay.
I have not beaten it yet. James Games and More is here.
Yo,
I haven't beaten it. I just beat Chapter 5.
you beat it. Okay.
So I'm still doing I haven't got all the way through because I'm still doing the peach thing. So then I'll have to do the other thing, and then I'll actually be in Chapter 6. But I want to go do the Tower of Hera thing.
Now, okay.
I'm level 15 or 16, I think.
So I did it. It's very easy through like 30 levels, and then it starts to ramp up. The last 20 to 30 are pretty tough. I did it over the course of 3 nights. It takes a while.
Oh, okay.
And if you die, you
Right.
lose it all.
Do you only die in this game if Mario dies?
Yeah, if Mario dies, you
Right.
die.
I had it happen against the Chapter 5 boss. That's
Yeah.
the first time I've died at a boss.
I got through 80, and it was kind of tough. And that's where I stopped one night. I'm like, and I had leveled up
By doing this,
4 or
you level
5
up?
times during it. And I'm like, I don't really want to lose all this, but like I can
Wait,
leave.
how do you keep it? Oh, you can
You
just
can
say
leave
I quit.
at every 10. You can leave.
Okay.
But if you're at 80 and you go on to 81, you can't leave again until 90.
Okay, so once I get to 50, do I get the item right then?
Yeah.
And then I can say, thanks, I'm out. Okay.
Yeah, if that's all you're going for,
That's what I would be
I have no
going
doubt
for.
you can make it to 50.
Do you get something for 100 for getting through everything? You
get
must.
a bad. It's the kind of thing that I did it just because I wanted to do it, and I've done it before.
Oh, you did do it? You got through it?
I did.
Wow.
Um,
How? How do you have enough items and health and stuff to get through all this?
you start. I was leveling up quite a bit, so I was leveling up every like 4 or 5
Oh, so your
battles
health
near the
comes
end.
back. Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem using my star power because I'm like, like if it's a fight that's not so bad, I'll just do it. If it's a fight that looks terrible, I'm gonna use one of my star powers to
Just
take
kill
everything
everybody.
out
Yeah.
immediately. And now I don't have a problem using my flower points because I know I'm probably gonna level up this battle or the next, and it's just kind of that cycle of whatever. So I beat it, and I'd beaten it before. You don't get that much. It's a badge. You get a badge. There's a boss at the end. Optional boss, hardest boss in the game. It's the Millennia of the game, but not that difficult.
What I was going to say.
You get a badge called Return Postage or something that just, it takes 7 to put on, and all it does is when you take damage, you give half of the damage back. So if you get hit for 6, they take 3.
Okay.
It's not bad, but if you're good enough to beat that,
You probably don't
need that kind of help. So I don't know. It's not really worth it. It's the kind of thing that if there was a platinum, you would probably have to. I'm sure you would have to do that to get the platinum. But in this, it's like no platinum. Who cares? But I'm trying to more or less 100%. I'm pretty sure I've 100% the game before. But yeah, if you're just trying to get that, you can get to 50 without too much trouble.
Okay. Sorry I'm late. I was taking really bad pictures for a future thumbnail. Hopefully you put a shirt on, James. So wait, did you beat it yet or no?
So I did not.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think of where I left
There's 7
off.
chapters, I assume, right?
There's 7 chapters for the 7 stars.
Right. It isn't
And
the
then-
last star the last level. Don't the bad guys have one already or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I thought once you have all the stars, you basically just go and fight the final boss. But there's like,
Oh, the guy.
it's basically a chapter 8. There's a whole, I mean, I think it literally says chapter 8.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was just go there, fight a boss. And
So
you're
the
done.
thing that it unlocks, you do have to fight it. Because I found that out in this last chapter.
Yeah.
Or that was at the end of chapter 4, I think.
But you go to chapter 8 and there's a whole level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I did most of it. I think now I'm to the point where I think I literally just go fight the final boss. But the last time I played, which was probably Sunday, I think I was just done for the night and I haven't gone back since. But yeah, I think now I just have to fight the final boss.
Oh, Derek. I know it was Derek that was saying the backtracking sucks in the original, right?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know what they did new in this? I stumbled upon it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. It wasn't in the original. The warp room. I read somewhere that was not in the original.
Really?
Yeah. So Derek, there's under Rogueport. If you go through one of the doors, once you power your hammer up a little bit, I think, so you can break the big blocks or something. There's a room you go into. Excuse me. Every time you beat a level, a dungeon,
that room seemed out of place to me.
Yeah, you can then warp back to wherever you want to go.
But I thought I remembered where all the warp pipes show up in the different worlds. Those didn't look out of place to me. Like, I don't know. That's weird. But I did have a weird, like, this seems off. Not that I don't remember this being in the first one, but I'm like, something seems different. So, okay, I can see how that makes a big difference. But I do not remember that not being in the original. That's weird.
One of the things I noticed about this, it's like I know it's 30 FPS, which a lot of people were pissed about because the original on GameCube was 60. I do think it's ridiculous that this is not 60.
That is crazy.
But I haven't had any issues with like doing the timing of that, an extra jump and doing this stuff. I had to just look up how you do this style bullshit. Todd has not told me how to do style. He just says that like you can do it. And then I found out there's a badge you can get from the guy in the first area that tells you when to click buttons. And all I've gotten Mario to do though is to, like jump, and then he like goes. Meh.
So yeah, you can jump. So all right, I'm gonna jump on Snake. You would go doot doot doot. A boom. Woo. A boom. Or to get the stylish, you can go boop boop boop. A wahoo. A wahoo. Boom boom. So you can get 2 on Mario's jump attack.
Okay.
Some of them have 2. Some of them, if you do so if you do the hammer, you
right.
Boom. A wahoo, and he does a backflip. If you do the power smash or whatever it's called,
okay,
you can go boom. A wahoo, yahoo, wahoo, wahoo. He does like 4 backflips. You can go a, and get stylish.
Does this do any more damage, or is this just
you get
points?
more star power back from the
from whoever you beat? Oh no, just to fill up your meters.
Yeah.
Not what
that's
you get
all
for,
it does.
Okay. Then I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes, but
this game doesn't feel like it's 30 frames per second. Like I know that it is. Digital Foundry's done it's a locked 30. It is 30 frames per second. But I can remember like with I think Rebirth when I went and tried like graphics mode. Now maybe it's just because I went from 60 to 30. I was like, whoa!
No,
I even tried it in Tales of Kinzera Zao. I'm like, how is this running at 30? This game is so like basic. How is this 30 frames? But it doesn't feel that way, and it doesn't look that way on Paper Mario, and I don't know why.
On paper?
On paper, it is 30, but in reality, it's not. It is. But it's not. I was not a huge fan of Dungeons 2 and 3. So 2,
I like 3.
2 was the Punies. What was 3?
The wrestling coliseum.
Oh,
thing.
I wrote that down before I had beaten it. That's right. I ended up liking it as it went on, and there was a mystery, and there's all this other stuff, so I did end up liking it.
Yeah. I
really liked Chapter 4. That was the ghost house stuff, and that's where you get the power that you can roll and everything. I really liked...
Now, what's funny is 4 does that thing that is like a pet peeve of mine in a lot of games where it's like, oh, you liked who you were playing as or who you're playing with? Yeah. Boop. Not anymore. Nah, it's temporary, but I don't mind it at all in this.
I knew something. When I beat that boss, I was like,
you're like, wow, that was short.
I was like, he's not going to like do a second form after I get rid of his 20 HP or whatever. I was like, something's not right. Even though it goes course clear and you get this, and then it's like, wait, what the F? I wrote it down. I was like, what the hell? I'm not, what is happening? So that was cool. And then I like what you do to get that chapter was really good. And I really like chapter 5 too.
I like 5.
When you get, you know,
once I get him, he's like my main partner.
So that's forward. Right now, so far, Goombella has been my main.
I leave Goombella on a lot just because
At least to start the fight, so I can do the tattle.
Exactly, yeah. I want to tattle on everybody just to like complete my book, whatever.
Compendium.
But I've done that in the past before. Again,
and you don't get a trophy for it, yeah.
Right, but yeah.
I do like him.
Who's your least favorite?
It's probably Coops.
I think Coops is my second least favorite. I think Flurry is my least favorite.
I don't like her attack.
No, it's like
the body slam
thing.
It's
a jump. So anything with spikes, you can't do anything. But like, you could say the same thing about Goombella. But like, I don't know.
But I do like that. I got the badge. I found the badge that's like the quick swap or whatever you can
quick
swap
change.
And you can still do. Yeah. You can still have a move. I'm
that's
like, oh
big.
Hell yeah, this is awesome.
That'll help a lot in the
Tower of Power.
Yeah, that thing.
So yeah, I don't really like her either. I don't like her her special move, whatever it's called, the Gale Force Wind or whatever it's called. You're gonna do the button. You go like, because it's. I finally figured out what it's like. You hold A to be like. I was like, this is stupid. I hate this.
Yeah.
I really liked. I wasn't using her a lot, but I ended up using her a lot on the Chapter 5 boss. Once you get to the final phase, and there's
all the
multiple things.
Yeah.
And I realized I tried her thing for the first time. I was like, 6 FP. Holy crap, whatever. And I was like, ooh, it hits everybody? Holy crap, that was awesome. As long as you're like Y, B, X, B, boom. Yeah. It's awesome. But yeah, I died at the Chapter 5 boss. That was my first death in the game, I'm pretty sure. And
it's not a hard game.
Now that I knew, can you do anything with those? It doesn't matter because I already beat it. But like the things that are floating and stuff, can you do anything to that? Because every time, even if it's like, I try to go up there with Yoshi, and it would like let me choose Gulp, and I'm like, okay, I guess I can.
I think you can jump on them.
No, because Mario tried to get close. Or did I just try the hammer?
I think you were probably trying the hammer.
Maybe I tried the hammer.
I think you can jump on them.
Okay. It was so annoying. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
But I liked it, and then I didn't know. Then the thing that happens after that, where you go back to the boss, and now he's your friend, and you're like, let's go do this, and then you've got the other boss fight. Once it got to like all these dudes, I was like, I keep killing these guys, and then he's like, hey. I'm like, so I started doing the what's his name, Bomberly or whatever.
Bobbery.
I did like where he throws out 3 of them,
and they blow up like 2 turns later or whatever.
Yeah, I wish it was that same.
Yeah,
but that would be tough. But I ended up beating that. I like the power up you get from beating the Chapter 5 boss. It's like the sweet treat, but there's
sweet feast.
Yeah, but it's like the bigger ones. What do you mean?
You just.
I wasn't going any fast.
You hold left on that one. Now you still get 2. There's always 2 poison mushrooms. Yeah, on that one you just hold left. It's like pew, 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 pew,
oh my
pew,
god.
Pew, 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 pew.
Okay.
So on that you can usually get about 20 HP, 20 HP, and 20 FP.
But it uses your.
It takes like
5 out of the 6, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. Now the next time I use it. And the ones that are bigger, is that just like 2 hearts instead of 1, or is it 3 or something?
5.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe not 5. Maybe 3.
Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, so the scary steeple, I like that. I should have guessed we were going to get that one person as a party member. That one shadow, I guess, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Is that the character that's all controversial?
Yeah.
Because she says, I used to be a brother, but my sisters laughed at me when I said I'm a sister, or something like that.
Something like that. I used to think they teased me.
Because
then once I realized I was their
sister, not their brother.
Sister, not their brother. Something. I don't know.
But does that character look any different from the original one?
Identical.
I thought they changed the look of it or something. Or is it just the wording?
Identical.
Just doing that?
I think it's just the translation from the Japanese.
Okay. But I would think the Japanese would be even back then would be like, we're not putting this in a game. You know? Like, yeah. I don't know. Okay, so that's the... Okay. Oh, and then all I'm going to say is World 1-1. after one of the chapters, I was like, are you kidding me? And then I was like, boom, 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 boom. I was like, this is awesome. This is like new Super Mario 3DS, whatever it was. That was really cool. And then you get World 2-1. I'm like, are we going to get all the way up to 8? I assume we're not because there's not that many chapters, but I was like, this is so freaking cool. What else? Oh yeah, I like the paper boat fine. The paper boat power up. So now I know when I go back to Rogueport, because I kept.
There's a lot of those boat launch things.
There's that one that's like behind a house.
Yep.
And you got to go over a river, and I'm like, there's no way Yoshi can't make this. But then I finally was like, wait, it's up a little bit higher. Damn it. Okay, that's why I can't make the jump. Okay, now I know what these stupid things are for. Because the first time you see it, I got to go all the way back. Was that in the first dungeon? When you smack the giant bloober or whatever?
That's on your way to the first. That's Rogueport.
Because there was
a way to the putt. Yeah.
There was a thing there, so I need to go there and see whatever that secret
is. There's that one, and then there's one down at like the actual boat the port, whatever, of Rogueport. I think those are the 3.
Okay.
Actually, no, there's a 4th one too. There's 4 boat deck things, dock, whatever. In Rogueport.
Are there any other power-ups, or is that it?
You get, I think, just one more.
Oh, okay. Do I get any more party members?
There's an optional one, but I don't think it's not very good. It's another one of those, like, it's more trouble than it's worth.
Okay. Like, it's out of the way, you're not going to come across it?
I honestly don't remember. I think how you get it is by doing, have you been to the house in Rogueport with all the favors or whatever that you can do for people?
Oh, you got to do all of them?
I think you have to do all of those. I think that's how you get them.
I did one. I had to like jump on a mouse or something, and then he was like, thank you, and I got nothing for it. I was like,
a lot of them give coins.
Okay, because I was like, I'm not doing any of these stupid side quests if I don't get nothing for them.
Yeah, but it's not really worth it.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Unless you beat this game and you're just like, well, I want to keep going. Like, I don't want to be done yet. Then yeah, you can try to beat all 100 floors of the thing. You can do all the favors. You can.
I assume
there's not much else besides that that's optional. But
do you remember? Can you pick up from like your last save before the final boss, or do you just pick up after the final boss and you can still just go anywhere?
That
and do
I don't
anything?
know. I'll probably find out tomorrow when I beat it. But
Cortez the Ghost sucks. Oh, I don't know if my controller is jacked, especially in chapter 5. There's so many times where that thing, I know if I'm walking through water, it's going to vibrate. That thing during the fight against Grotus or whatever his name was. No, that's the big bad guy. Whatever this guy's, Lord Snicklefritz. I don't know what his name is. That thing was vibrating the whole fight. And I was like, this is going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I don't think
now, I don't know if it's because there was all of the X-Nauts or whatever.
I mean, maybe when he's doing the attack, when they like roll,
right.
like
I wonder if it just did that and then it was like, I can't stop.
That could be, yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing from earlier. What I don't even know what I wrote here. I wrote cross, moon, puny, star. Oh, that was that puzzle. Okay, I was like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, Goombella is my favorite so far. I got to think of all the places now where I can bomb holes. I know there's one. There's at least 2 in Rogueport above ground. Oh, I'm finally going to be able to go to that one area underground that I haven't been able to go to yet. There's like the fortune teller, and then there's like a big pillar that's got a crack in it. I don't know what's on the other side. I haven't been able to go there yet.
You could have already gone there because you can roll under it. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what's back there either.
When Bandy Andy and King K got flattened, that's not a spoiler. I thought that was hilarious. It was crazy. I will say one thing that was impressive with the X-Nauts when they had like 100 of them or whatever it was. And when they were earlier in the game, when there's 100 of it said ponies, but 100 punies following you, I'm like, there's no slowdown or anything.
No.
So maybe that is why it's 30 frames. I don't know. Maybe if it was 60, it would have dropped. I don't know. But I freaking love this game. It's going to be funny now. So now I will have beaten 3 RPGs, turn-based RPGs. It's just Sea of Stars, Mario.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
So the question is going to be, because Super Mario RPG, as much as I love that game, it's number 3. I think Sea of Stars I still like better because that game was just unbelievable. But this game, especially after I got through, I'm glad you told me ahead of time that Chapter 2 sucks. Or, Dungeon 2 sucks.
Yeah.
Once I got through that, and once things started to pick up in Chapter 3, I was like, okay. And then, like, the interstitials are hilarious. Like, this stupid-ass creepy computer. Like, what the frick are you doing? That computer's going to get me too'd. But yeah, I love this game. Is there anything you haven't said yet?
I don't think so. I think you pretty much covered it. Yeah.
Did you play anything else?
Right before I came over, played a little bit more of Cat Quest.
Okay. I thought you were going to say AEW. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
I beat it.
Okay.
And now I just have to get to level 99 for the platinum. I'm at like level 92 right now. And there's a good dungeon. There's just I just got to keep doing this. I'll get there. So I'll get that platinum soon. And then I also played
AEW.
Fight Forever. It's okay. It feels very just... I started doing the creator wrestler. I'm like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just want to play.
Can you download wrestlers?
I don't know.
Okay.
If you can't, part of the problem is exactly what I thought it would be. I'm like, I don't want to fight as any of these people.
Right.
I did one match. I was Kenny Omega versus CM Punk, and I actually won. And then I did the battle wherever the Casino Royale, whatever they call it.
That's a Bond movie, but yes.
Whatever. As MJF. And I did not win that.
What is MJF's move? His finisher. I can't even think of what it is. I haven't
he's
seen him
got
wrestle
2.
in so long. Okay.
One, I kept screwing up, and I never actually got to do it. It's where he just puts the ring on.
Oh, okay.
Punches them. The other one's called Salt of the Earth, which I'm pretty sure I was doing it right because I did it like 3 times, and then I'm like, oh, maybe that's just what the move is. It's just like an armbar. He goes from like a grapple down to the ground and like arm bars him. I don't know. I'm like, this is the move. Kenny Omega was fun because you can like V-trigger.
Yeah.
And I beat Punk with a... So you can do... One thing that's cool, when you get your meter up, whatever
Does
they
it
call
do the same thing as like the old game? Like,
So once it's all the way full, it says...
Finish him.
Signature.
Okay.
And you can do... Not every... I think it said not everybody, but most people have a signature. And Omega's is the V-trigger.
Right. So like HBK, it would be the elbow drop.
Right. Or once you get to where it says signature, you can taunt one more time and it goes to special, and that's when you can do your special. Or I think the way it works...
Can you go signature special if you do
if
something?
If you do your signature, I think that also pushes it to special.
Okay.
So I V-triggered him and then got to special. I picked him up. I whipped him into the corner, and I did like a top rope one-winged angel.
Oh my
and
God.
Pinned him. So it's fun. It just does not feel... It's like a combination of the new WWE games and like No Mercy.
Okay.
You can tell they're trying to be No Mercy.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But it just feels very like it just doesn't feel like fluid and smooth and whatever. But it's fun. Now, yeah, if you can download created wrestlers,
like if I can
just
download
build like a
HBK and
WWE
stuff,
roster,
exactly.
It could be a lot of fun. It's okay. It's definitely worth playing. I might play it again, but I don't know. It's definitely... I'm glad I didn't spend $40 on it. And for all I know, I'm thinking about it the way I felt about probably not No Mercy, probably not even WrestleMania 2000, but whatever. Revenge, was that the WCW game? Where there's Revenge and there's World Tour. Were those both that
World
same
Tour
kind
was
of engine?
No, World Tour was the old kind.
So Revenge was
and
the
then
first.
It was Revenge, and then it was... What was the other one? Oh, they only did the one WCW, and then they did WrestleMania, and then they did No Mercy, yeah.
So I probably feel about how I felt about Revenge, where I'm like, this is kind of cool, but it's not really clicking. And I think I got used to it, and then 2000 made it even better, and then No Mercy perfected it. It just feels, I don't know, slow and clunky. And,
You can't download.
Oh, crap.
How do you miss that?
I don't
Like,
know.
I know I wanted to be able to create my own entrance. I get that not being in there. You can't share wrestlers and download them.
Yeah, that's weird.
Freaking Tony Khan.
And they're still doing like all these, like when I booted it up, it said like AEW Fight Forever season 4. Like it's almost like Fortnite. Like they're constantly adding stuff. So I'm hoping maybe they add that at some point. And they've got to know everybody wants that because they just want to download WWE guys. But it's like, who cares? If they're buying the game, they're buying the game. Who cares if they don't want to play as your wrestlers? Oh, is Cody in it?
Yeah.
I didn't see Cody.
I think he is.
I never saw him.
But Edge isn't in it, right? Unless they added him after the fact.
Edge is in one of the graphic, like the splash screen.
Oh.
But I didn't see him. I didn't see him either. So maybe it's stuff. Maybe you have to.
Maybe you have to unlock or
like
something.
pay to. I don't know. It's fun. I mean, you've already downloaded it. I would definitely check it out.
Oh, I'm gonna try it at least.
But it's pretty similar. Like X
Grapple.
grapples, square punches, triangle kicks, which I think the other one only had just a strike button.
Yeah.
Some people punch, some people kick. But square punches, triangle kicks, X is grapple, circle runs. L1 blocks or reverses grapples. R1 blocks or reverses strikes. That's the bulk of it right there. The right stick taunts. You do your signature moves with up and down on the D-pad. So like to do the V trigger, I would hit circle to run and push up on the D-pad to do the V trigger. Seems kind of weird, but then you use the right stick for your special move.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. That's how it was in No Mercy.
No, I know. So why isn't it like that for the signature too? That's just weird.
Oh, well, unless maybe you can do them, but maybe once you have special, you could still do your signature if you wanted. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. I would check it out for sure.
You said Casino Royale. I think it's just the Casino Battle Royale.
Maybe that's what it is.
All right, I definitely want to check it out. Check it out. All right, Sean. We are going to do predictions, hopes, and dreams like the title said. But before we get there, we got some news to get through. Sean, do you want to get to the news of the week?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sean. State of Play happened. Every time after we record, it's like, and the State of Play is coming. Now, I kept my expectations in check.
Mine were
I'm very glad.
very low.
I didn't even watch it live.
I didn't either.
Well, you watched it a little bit because it was pizza.
Oh, that's true. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But,
I definitely didn't. I'm looking at this. I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So let's go through it. Unsurprisingly, they kicked things off with Concord. So it's finally been revealed. It's a 5v5 hero shooter. There's a beta coming soon. The game launches on PS5 and PC August 23rd. So they got to get the beta out quick. I know they said in there that every week you get more of the story. Infinity Nikki. You get more of the story that's going to build and stuff. I'm like, why? What is the story? Who? There's like 16 people I think you're going to be able to choose from at launch. And you're going 5v5, like capture the flag and stuff. Like, why do you care about why would you, what is the story?
I don't know. I don't think there needs to be one.
I did not have high hopes for this. And I think it's lower than it was before. I've never liked Overwatch. I've tried to get into it. I don't do hero shooters. I don't do multiplayer in general, really, outside of GTA Online. This wasn't it. I will say it looked good. You know, the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
Looked fun, but I'm like, this is going to be a miss. And then you look, I saw this today. The trailer that was uploaded to YouTube, the separate trailer of it, only 18% of the likes or dislikes were likes. 82% were dislikes. Now, of course, that's just YouTube and whatever. People, I don't think people are really feeling this. Sean.
I don't care. If it's free to play, like I might download it and check it out, but
I don't think it is.
Not spending a dime on this game.
I saw some graphic that said pre-order, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
not pre-download, pre-order. There's no way I'm paying for this.
Well, your kids will want it.
I don't think they. Yeah, they probably. So maybe I'll try it, but Concord gets a big thumbs down from me. God of War Ragnarok. Seems like we've been talking about this forever. It is officially the next game, Concord. I wouldn't even try it if it was free to play. So we knew God of War Ragnarok was probably the next game coming to PC, and it is now officially coming to PC September 19th. That seems like a long ways away. It will include the Valhalla DLC. It'll have an unlocked frame rate. It will utilize DLSS upscaling technology, and it supports super ultra widescreen. I didn't know that was a thing. I knew ultra widescreen was. I didn't know you could go super ultra. Combo!
I don't understand it. Like, I guess if you've already got a crazy monitor, yeah, I guess you want your games to fill the screen. But, like, all the action's happening right here. Like, when they showed it in the demo,
never get into PC
he's just
gaming.
like, just going through, like, the lake area.
Yeah.
It's like, what's over here? Just a bunch of snow. Like,
yeah, like, it's pretty, okay. But what I can see in front of me is pretty. So Jetpack Interactive is doing the port, not Nix's, but Jetpack Interactive did the first God of War port to PC, and I think that didn't have any issues like Last of Us did or anything. And it does require a PSN account. Now, people are pissed off about this. I don't and get it. James, yes. I was going to say something and then you beat me to it. Nice of them to include the free DLC for free in the PC version, because Valhalla was free. So it is funny that they say, yeah, it comes. I mean, they could have just said you don't get it, but that would have been stupid. The PSN account thing, people are pissed. I get why people are pissed, because there are quite a few countries where you cannot get a PSN account. So if you can't have a PSN account, you can't play God of War Ragnarok on PC. Part of me is also like, in these countries where you can't get a PSN account, how many people are on these super awesome PC rigs? I could just not know what I'm talking about, but it is what it is. Any thoughts on God of War?
Yeah.
Looks beautiful, was beautiful, still beautiful. Next up was Dynasty Warriors Origins. It's coming out next year, 2025. So this is the Musou style games. This is kind of like a reboot. The guy that you play as has no name. And this is those games where it's one versus, a million enemies.
I don't understand these games. And watching this, all I could think of was, it reminds me of Paper Mario, when all the stupid dry bones come around and you're like, hammer.
I'm like,
hammer,
what do I do?
And they're just like flying everywhere. I'm like, that's basically what this game is. Just, you got like hundreds of people like flying all. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
If I didn't play the Zelda one, I'm not going to play any of them.
No.
Also, I don't know how that game ever ran on Wii U. I don't think it ran very well, but I did write down maybe the PS5 is what this needed, because I don't know how they ever pulled these games off to begin with, but now that you've got the power of the PS5 and everything, I assume it's coming to Xbox. I don't know. And PC, of course, as well. Next up was James's favorite game, Infinity Nikki.
Okay, so clearly I missed this, because I saw on the Discord
Q3 2024.
When
Q3.
James mentioned, like, I can't wait to see you go for the platinum in Infinity Nikki. I'm like, what is Infinity Nikki? And now I understand why that's funny, but I didn't even see this one.
I like Derek's gif. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Is it like
I felt
Stellar Blade? Is it like that kind of?
No, but Stellar Blade is at least like, yeah, she's got big boobs and long legs and a big butt. Okay, but she's like kicking ass and everything. These are just these girls that look like they could almost be underage or something, and you dress them up.
Is it like a Japanese thing?
Oh yeah. You dress them up, and it is called a quote-unquote open world dress-up adventure game. I don't get it. It freaks me out. Obviously, it's not for me, but it's coming out Q3 2024.
Infinity Nikki. Sorry, I'm just looking at. Say, what do you do?
You walk around with your cat, your magic cat thing, and you get dressed up. I don't know.
Is there combat?
I don't know. Doesn't it just give you the heebie-jeebies, kind of?
It just, I mean, kind of. And now she's riding a bike through rainbow hoops. Oh, I saw health.
Okay.
So I guess this is the weirdest thing ever.
Yep. I cannot believe this was in a state of play. By
And
God.
like, it looks like a kind of cool world, but like,
yeah, the
I
actual
feel like
world
you kind
looks
of
pretty.
wasted. Like, why would you make? Yeah.
It looks like it runs at 60 frames. Bye, John.
See ya.
Yeah, it's definitely for high school girls, I would say. I don't understand why that had to be in a state of play. Next up was a game called Ballad of Antara, which comes out 2025. It's a free-to-play action RPG, basically a Soulsborne game. There's another one that looked exactly like it, and I can't remember which was which. They both looked cool. I don't like the whole free-to-play action RPG Soulsborne. I don't like that.
Why?
Right there, it just turns me off because it's going to be... I would rather if this game, it's a good game, just charge me $60 or $70 for it if it's worth it. I don't want to be microtransaction to death.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that, or do you care about this at all?
I don't think I saw it either.
Then next up, it's too bad John left. Behemoth, coming to PSVR 2 fall 2024.
If not for the last one, this was my game of the show.
Yes.
It may suck, but like, this looks like somebody finally put some effort into like a AAA PSVR 2 game.
Because I would not call Horizon a AAA game. It's a climbing simulator.
It's like a...
with Link's crossbow training.
what do you call it? Like a tech demo kind of thing.
It's a moth. Moth to the flame, burned by the fire. My love is here. Can you see my desire? That's
but yeah,
the way love goes.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's from Skydance, and they did make the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners games, and those are supposed to be really good. And I wrote here, it looks freaking awesome. Definitely my number 2 game of the show as well. Behemoth actually looks dope. Yeah, this is, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth has been. I'm going to say, I want you to give me a reason to play VR. I'm buying this game. I am playing this freaking game.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know that I'm going to get it to 10 games this year, so another reason to play it. Let's see. Because our top 10 lists are so important. We got a quick teaser for Alien Rogue Incursion coming to PSVR 2 next year. There is no way in hell I'm playing this game. I will not put my money where my mouth is. I am not... I couldn't do Resident Evil Village. I didn't even get into the village before I was like, I just can't do this. There's no way in hell...
I don't know that I even remember you playing. So where did you...
I got to the car crash, and I got out, and then I just
when you're like walking
stopped
through the dark?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. So I'm definitely not playing a freaking first-person VR Alien game. Marvel Rivals is getting a PS5 port. I think this is already out on... I don't know if this is mobile or PC or something. Some people are excited, I guess. It's a PvP Marvel shooter thing, I said. There's a beta coming in July. Okay.
Yeah.
Where Winds Meet. This is the other Soulsborne game. They both look cool. This one's set in
Okay,
ancient
this
China.
one I did. I remember this one.
This one looked cool.
Yeah.
But again, I'm like, it's why I never went back, even though I liked the demo and I could have played it for quote unquote free on Game Pass. I never went back to Liza P.
Yeah.
I do feel like that's going to be a PS Plus game at some point also.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, Where Winds Meet. Did we know this was officially coming yet, or was it still rumors? The Until Dawn remastered for PS5 and PC is confirmed to be coming out this fall.
I feel like we knew that, but I don't know.
I don't know if it was just leaks and rumors.
So this is a game I feel like I always hear about, but I don't know what it is. And I think I always get it confused with that other game where there's like all these monsters and you're trying to like survive the night until dawn. Maybe that's what I think of it. But like you gotta like ring the bell. Like you're trying to do stuff, but you're trying to do it quiet.
PT?
No.
You're thinking of the movie Don't Breathe or something.
No, it's like a co-op game and there's like monsters and like, I don't know.
This is basically like choose your own adventure inside of a slasher film. So you've got these 8 campers or whatever that go to this, 8 friends that go to this camp, and there's like a Freddy, Jason kind of guy stalking them. And depending on what choices you make, different people die and stuff. I don't know. Rami Malek
like,
is in it. Hayden Panettiere, or whatever you say her name.
Is it like that?
Until Dawn's pretty good.
Like Detroit Become Human? Is it that kind of like just
No.
the kind of a?
It's not.
You
like
actually
that.
do stuff, or it's
I have
just
no
like
idea.
a menu like.
No, I think.
Do you want to run or do you want to hide? I'm gonna run. You're dead.
Well,
You
hopefully
should have picked high.
James
Like,
answer that in the chat because I really don't know. I just don't know why this game. I think this game came out in 2015. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 16. It almost, in a way, looks worse than the PS4 version. I don't know if it's because I expected more because it's PS5, and back then I saw this on PS4 and I was like, "Wow, that looks really, really good."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not worth a remake. Exactly. I don't know why would you remake this game. I don't know. Then we got Path of Exile 2. It is coming to PS5. It's getting an early access launch on PS5 late this year, which is interesting. It's a free-to-play action RPG. It's a Diablo-style game, and you can do couch co-op. This looks fun, but if I can't get into Diablo the times when I've tried, why would I be able to get into not Diablo?
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly.
It's like the Soulsborne thing with me. Okay, then next up, all right, we got to talk about this. Silent Hill 2 Remake gets a new trailer. People are mad what they did to the girl. Did you play Silent Hill 2? I can't remember.
I didn't play any Silent Hill.
They're mad what they did to the girl. I saw some people doing the tweets like, "You massacred, look what you did to my boy. You massacred my girl." What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out what game I'm thinking of. Go ahead.
You're never Alone. Do you remember Alone in the Dark? It's about the same involvement as Detroit Become Human. Detroit is great, better than Until Dawn. That's what I figured. Okay. This is a game that I think I said this to you already. Yeah, at Pizza Night. I want this game to be good. It just looks pretty generic so far. And this is definitely a game I'm going to wait for reviews to come in. Before, there's no way I'm pre-ordering this game or anything. OBS Studio disconnected, reconnected. All right, James, hopefully we're still here. It says we're still streaming. That's weird. We're still recording. I hope we don't lose this because that would piss me off. What do you think about Silent Hill 2?
I don't think it looks very good. I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I kind of get what people are saying where they're like, why does this look like this?
It's not even that it looks janky. It just looks like cheap or something.
Yeah.
Like it almost, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but it almost looks like something we could have made in Unreal Engine with a little bit of practice. Something about it just doesn't, it's not passing the smell test so far. So I will wait for reviews.
I weren't passing the spell test last week.
I'm
Dead by Daylight? I think that's the
Okay.
one I'm thinking of.
I need to make a smell test right now, but I'm afraid of what's going to happen. So I'm just going to hold it for the next hour, I guess. So yeah, then we got Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay. It looks like they upgraded it to PS3. That sums it up, yes. For Silent Hill 2. Monster Hunter Wilds, it's out next year. We got gameplay. For a second, I thought the girl was the girl from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what monsters is she hunting with her, speaking of Stellar Blade, with her giant boobs and her cleavage? I'm like, what? I don't know. I've never played a Monster Hunter game. What I've heard, somebody told me that if I do want to try one, don't try Monster Hunter World. Probably don't try this. I know, Munster. You got to fight Eddie and the Munsters, or Eddie Munster and the Munsters. I don't know what their names are. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, he said to try out Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Rise, I think, because there's a lot of tutorialization and everything in World. It takes a long time to actually get into it and know what you're doing, whereas Rise is more like, okay, let's just go play, have fun. So, I don't know. Do you care about Monster Hunter Wilds?
Never have. Never will. Probably.
Looks good, but not for me. And then finally, Astro Bot has come back to PlayStation. I've heard Rise is a good starting point. Yep, there you go. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Now, we talked about last week, there was rumors that this announcement was coming in the next 10 days. We did see the Fennec Fox, whatever the little robot fox guy is in the desert. I cannot wait. This game, In 2020, I'd have to go back and check. That was weird, but it came from here. Weird throat noise. Astro Go. Hell yes. I think in 2020, it was top 5. The friggin' Astro's Playroom, the 2-hour tech demo that came. I had so much fun with that game. And it was in my top 5. This game, I don't want to put it too high in my head. This could end up being my game of the year. It would take a lot, I think, to beat Rebirth. But just this game is just just looking at the trailer, I'm like, this is pure. It's just awesome. It's fun. You got all the characters. So let me go through some of the details here. It is PS5 only. Thank you, God. Astro Bot's going to have 15 new abilities. There's 70 new bad guys. There's going to be massive boss fights. There's 6 galaxies with over 80 levels. Why do they always... I hate that phrase, over 80. So it's you're saying 81.
Or 2047.
Exactly. It's such a stupid thing. Just say how many levels there are. Or like around 80 levels. Is it 75 or is it 85? Environments will include lush forests, sandy beaches, volcanoes, and more. There's lots of PlayStation cameos, of course. And it does seem like they're hinting that those characters are going to play a bigger role. So I don't know if you're going to have buddies or something, if you're going to have Astro Kratos out there throwing axes and stuff. There are die and retry levels for more challenge. This part I didn't understand. Does this mean there's separate levels that are like hard mode?
So this reminds me a lot of Rescue Mission.
Okay.
But not VR. Although maybe. But probably not. And now I feel like I don't remember too much about Playroom, but that was more just like not open world, but like you're running around this whole thing. This seems more almost like Crash Bandicoot, but way better, where you're kind of just going this direction and you just the camera's just kind of following you. And in Rescue Mission, you basically were the camera. Right. You just got to look around, and sometimes you had to like go behind you and whatever. But in that, there were 5 or 6 planets. This says galaxies, and each planet had I think like 5 levels in it.
Okay.
And I think there was one that was a beachy planet, one that was a forest, one that was a volcano, then there's one that was like a cave, there's one that was like a snowy mountain, whatever. So I think it's going to be very similar to that. And they had a bunch of, and that was the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw that die and retry, but they had a bunch of like bonus level challenges you could do where like set in the world of some of the other levels, but totally separate from those levels, and you had to get from the beginning to the end, and if you do it in like 40 seconds you get a gold and 50 is silver, and you had to like get gold on everything for the platinum. Or there was some you had to like,
I'm getting the platinum
like
in
things
this game.
falling, and you had to like target practice, and you had to shoot so many and get a high enough score.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's that kind of thing, but yeah, I'll definitely be going for the platinum. But some of the bosses even that they showed in this are from Rescue Mission. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's why there's part of me that I'm like, this game would absolutely lend itself to VR in the same way Rescue Mission did. Maybe they'll add it later on. There's no mention of it, which kind of sucks. But like, it looks like it could be VR
compatible.
That's the word. I was going to say applicable, but that didn't make sense.
I was going to say a different word. Now I forgot it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So compare this to Concord. The beginning of the show, the end of the show, like, oh, this game. And then you're like on your spaceship is the friggin' DualSense. And then there's like PlayStation, like there's like a PS5 going like, somebody saw there was like a PS5 in the desert, and it was like coming out of the sand or something. Somebody was like, oh, is that the Pro? And I was like, no, if you look close, all that is a PS5 without the fins. Like if you see, you can see like the stuff. So that's not the Pro. Out September 6th. Oh yeah. So comparing this, Concord had 18% likes on the YouTube video. This game has 99% likes.
And the 1% are Xbox.
They're just, yes. This is exactly like Sony has never had a mascot. They've had different mascots from time to time. They had Crash. They had, I would say, They had Sly. They had Ratchet. They had, I would even say, once you got into the PS2 towards the end, you had Kratos. Was definitely like a mascot for PlayStation. You had Nathan Drake. I would say Joel and Ellie. You've had all these different characters, but nothing. There's no Mario. There will never be a Mario. I'm not saying Astro is going to be that, but it's the closest thing to it. It's what I wanted Ratchet to be. It's just not going to happen. For some reason, I just think it can be Astro, and I hope this is the first of many games to come.
There should be Astro. There should be a new Astro game every 2 or 3 years. Just do Mario. Some of them can be 3D. Astro would 100% work in the style of like Mario Wonder. Just give us a 2D platformer.
Yes.
Like, forget stupid sock puppet. What's that stupid thing called? Sackboy.
Also known as sock puppet.
Give us like an Astro Bot. Whatever you were trying to do with that crappy Sackboy game. I mean, I guess that's kind of what they did. Like, that's almost like what Playroom was. Just kind of like a 3D like
it just
walk
wasn't
around.
good.
But like, yeah, just
we got to like 2.5 hours.
all the Astro.
Like, this isn't fun anymore.
It was not
Can we
fun.
just go? It wasn't fun to begin with. Overall, I'd say it's like a C show, like a 7 out of 10.
I mean, it's a D without Astro Bot.
Oh my god, it's for at least for me specifically, it would probably be an F because I don't think there's anything else.
The VR
Silent Hill 2
stuff.
looks like crap. Oh yeah, Behemoth. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the state of play. Rumors are now saying that there's a showcase coming later this year. My God, can we just stop? Just announce it, and then we'll worry about it. Real quickly, let's go through the NPD/Circana results for April, and then we'll get into our predictions, hopes, and dreams. I knew this was going to be a meaty episode. Big meaty man slapping meaty meat. Is that what he said?
I think you had too much meat in there.
That's what she said. Software for April. Stellar Blade debuts at number 1. Number 2, Helldivers 2. Look, it's happening again. Number 3, Modern Warfare 3. And then it goes out the window. Number 4, Sea of Thieves. We'll talk about more of that in a second. We'll talk about more of that in a second. We'll talk more about that in a second. Number 5 is Fallout 4. Number 6, we'll talk about that too. Number 6, MLB The Show 24. 7, Dragon's Dogma 2. So that's its second month out there. So it's still in the top 10. That's good. Number 8, Fallout 76. What? We'll talk about that. Number 9, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 10, EAFC 24. So Helldivers 2 is still number 1 in the U.S. so far year to date. Sea of Thieves being released on PS5, it jumped 41 spots all the way up to number 4.
Wow.
Fallout 4, because of the Amazon show, it jumped 82 spots. And Fallout 76 jumped 151 spots.
Dang.
PS5 is still number 1 when it comes to units and dollars sold. In April, Switch was second in units. The series consoles were second in dollars sold. The PS Portal was the best-selling accessory in dollars for April and also the best-selling accessory year-to-date, which is weird because the month before it, I thought the first 3 months and year-to-date, which would make sense, were all the Edge controller. Now, I don't know, maybe they just got a bunch of PS Portals in stock or something and people actually bought them. But
Yeah.
any thoughts, Sean, or you want to get to our predictions? Hopes
Let's move along.
and dreams. Let's go. Predictions, hopes, and dreams. So, E3 is dead. Long live E3. We need the cardboard things from school. So we're going to do predictions. So this is going to cover everything that is happening. So Summer Game Fest, the Xbox show, Ubisoft show. Hopefully, Nintendo said they're going to do a direct at some point to talk about the second half of the year and what's coming to Switch. I'm assuming we're going to get a direct next week.
Probably.
We might get one We might get one on Thursday. Who knows? Because
That's
they
true.
usually
They-
announce it just one day ahead of time. So
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we're going to do our predictions, hopes, and dreams. So we keep score. Never does it really matter because it's always like 0.5 to 0 or something. So predictions we think are going to happen. Some hopes is what we want to happen, and then dreams. If I don't know if you have any dreams.
I don't have. So here's the thing. I hate that I'm not looking forward to this more. And I don't know if Keeley is trying to do the old bait and switch where it usually sucks.
So he's like, it's just.
So
stuff
he
we
comes
know
right
about,
out and
guys.
says, this isn't very good this year. And he's going to drop Bloodborne 2 on, who knows. But like, I already had like, I feel like the industry as a whole is just kind of like, meh. But we got Summer Game Fest coming, and then Keely's like, it's not going to be that
Don't
good.
get excited.
He basically said it's not that good. I'm like, you usually say it's awesome, and it's not that good. So
It's
how
stuff we
bad
already
is it?
know about,
So
guys.
I've got a lot of stuff here, and now I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
A lot of these I'm probably not even going to mention now. But
One of my predictions directly goes against something that I just heard today, but I'm like, I don't care because I don't believe it. I'm going to believe this.
So one, two. I'm gonna play it kind of safe and pick things that like they're not that fun, but like I can see them happening, and a couple. So one thing I was gonna say
James
that
will keep score. Thank you, sir.
I'm not going to now, but I want to at least say that I was going to say it. Kingdom Hearts 4, and then they explicitly said Kingdom Hearts 4 is not going to be there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh well, okay.
What? When the hell are they gonna?
I don't know. So
What is
that
Square
one's
doing?
out.
I mean, I don't care about it at all, but still, like, what are they doing
Okay, so we're including everything that could happen.
in the summer?
Yeah. Okay.
You go first.
All right. This one's kind of boring, although I am looking forward to it, and I really hope it happens. Vampire Survivors, PS5, out now. Now, like they announce it and they're like, it's out. Not, it's coming. You know, we know it's coming sometime, but they haven't said when. They have a thing that
So a
said
shadow
it's
drop,
out.
basically.
That's the word. Shadow drop. Shadow drop for Vampire Survivors for PS5.
I will be so happy. We have to do Let's Plays of this game.
Is it co-op?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've only played it on my
But
phone, but it's a
couch
lot of
co-op.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I know I could have got it on Switch all this time. I think I could have got it on Xbox also, but I mean, come on. I'm not going to buy a game on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the platinum? Okay. You've got some crazy platinums. I'm guessing this one's going to be insane.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
I can't freaking wait.
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten about that game. Now I'm excited because didn't they just put out the not Castlevania DLC on mobile and stuff?
I think that was a while. That was like a few months ago. But
Maybe that was it.
yeah.
Okay. Vampire Survivor. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I've said this a few times on shows before. Vampire Survivors is on Game Pass. Well, shit. I just don't want to play my Xbox. I'm just going to be real. I hate the controller.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah,
click,
that's
click,
why I
click,
use
click.
my 8-bit DOE controller.
And you want the platinum.
And I want the platinum. No, I don't want the platinum.
You want the
I
platinum.
want the platinum. I will not obtain. Attain and obtain.
Same thing.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think obtain means you physically, like, I obtained
Phil's Game
your
of the Year.
cup. Versus attain, it's like I attained
I
a
reached
level
the
of...
status of...
Yeah.
All right, I'm going... I've talked about this on the show before. I'm going to lock it in now. It's not just because I picked this game with my first pick. But... What? What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Hollow Knight Silk Song is going to be there.
I had it on my list, but I'm like, I'm not actually going to make a prediction, but go ahead.
You don't think it's going to happen?
I would love for it to, but...
I don't think it's going to be a shadow drop, but I think it's going to be there. I'm going to get really specific. No. Screw it. I'm going to do there. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it there.
Hollow Knight Silk Song will be there at the Xbox Showcase.
Okay.
I think it debuted there the first time they talked about it. It might have been Nintendo. I can't remember. But it's going to be at the Xbox Showcase. We're going to get a release date, and it is out this year, most likely fall 24.
Wow. All right.
I will try and go back. Once it finally gets announced and I get through, like...
I think when it finally gets announced, you will be so hyped that you're like, all right, I got to go.
Because honestly, so after I beat Paper Mario, there's the Elden Ring DLC at the end of June. I want to go back and get the Animal Well Platinum. After that, I don't have anything until Astro, at least that I know about right now. So that would be the perfect time to be like, okay, Hollow Knight, let's do this. Maybe I play with a guy just to tell me where to go. I know you'll say don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay. But I'm it's going to be there. We know it got rated in Taiwan or something a few months ago.
Yeah,
we had not heard
that's true.
anything. It's got to be there.
Maybe. All right. I got another one that I feel pretty good about. And I think this counts because it's a prediction, but it's not really video game related. We get a Sonic 3 trailer or teaser, whatever.
You suck. That's funny, though. Okay, that's funny because Sacred Symbol, so what they did for their Sacred Symbols Plus this weekend, one of the questions, instead of doing predictions, what they had was Brad asked a bunch of questions, and then they're going to score them at the end. One of them was, will Sonic...
Oh, and Keanu will be there.
...be said ever?
Yes.
Wait, is Keanu...
He's Shadow.
Oh, I was like, is he Tails? And it was coming out of my mouth, and I was like, no, he's not Tails.
I don't know who
is
anybody Tails?
He's somebody that talks like this.
Yeah, I don't even know if... Yeah.
That's not what Tails sounds like. I just did a really bad Tails.
But yeah, I could see Keanu walks out. Everybody goes crazy because he's Keanu, and then he's like, trailer.
And he's like, no, you're beautiful. All right. My next one. I'm going to take it so you don't take it. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta is there. Oh, wait a minute. Or is it just Metal Gear Solid Delta? Did they take the 3 out of it? I think they did.
There's no 3, yeah.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Delta is there. And they say it's coming out in November. Now, this is the thing that in the wrap-up, there's reports coming out now that it's been delayed to 2025. I'm not going to believe it because this November is the 20th anniversary of that game coming out. Weird that Metal Gear Solid 3, I just realized that in paper... Oh, belly burgles. Bubbles is what I meant to say. And Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door came out the same year. That's crazy. And hopefully both remakes are coming out this year.
Wow. Yeah.
It's out in November. I think for the first time we're going to see... Now, we did see gameplay last time at one of the Xbox Directs or something. But it was just him walking around.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like his face was like... He didn't talk. He couldn't move. Like, it was very much just like, here's the world. Here's Snake walking around it. Here's him going, shimmying and shaking and stuff. I think we're going to see... I'm going to get all of this wrong. I think we're going to see gameplay. We're actually going to see the HUD. I think we're either going to see... I think we might even see we're either going to see a cutscene or a codec call, and we're going to hear the voices. Now, is that a big deal? No, because it's all the voices from the original game. Hear the voices. But to see, like, commencing Operation Snake Eater, like, with that snake model, like, are you kidding me? Oh my God. But I think we finally hear the voices with gameplay. We see either we see what the codec looks like, or we get a cutscene. We see some of the HUD and gameplay.
Are you at all worried?
Yes, terrified.
Because, and it didn't occur to me until you just said that, I feel like there's going to be something off about pairing the old vocals with the new graphics. Well, because he talks like a cartoon character, and now he looks like a real person. And I feel like it's not only that. I feel like it's just going to be off.
It's that, but it's also, you got to think a lot of times, especially nowadays, when there's voice acting in a game that isn't just like, like with good anime, like Hellblade and stuff like that. That's all performance capture. It's performance capture when they're delivering the lines.
Yeah.
No, whoever Snake's motion capture guy is, he's not delivering any of the lines. So, like, how is it going to look like this when I talk? Or is it going to look like this? I'm scared for a lot. Fire Marshal Bill?
No, it was Michael Scott, but I'm trying to think of why.
Oh, it was one time he goes like, but I don't remember why either. I need to go back and rewatch it. It's been too long. I need to rewatch the whole thing. Man, I can skip season 8. I lost it.
Voice motion capture.
Yeah, voice motion.
Voice motion.
Motion capture. Oh, one of the reasons I'm worried about this is the thing in the wrap-up. Again, I'll talk about the wrap, whatever. It's that pre-orders will start pretty soon, but it won't be out till next year, and there will be a collector's edition. I'm like, fuck.
You're going to get it.
I don't care. I'm getting it no matter what. I don't care if the game's
just
bad.
Another arm? Oh, no.
That would be weird. It's just like, dumbass. That was like, do you remember Alone in the Dark? You got to get,
It's just Snake's arm.
His capitated from his arm.
Maybe it would be his eyeball.
Eye patch. Turn that into a short. You got to get back on that. That's a good short.
Which one?
What everything that just happened there. Then you can zoom in on the arm, and then you can your arm just going. So yeah, that's it. Metal Gear Solid Delta. Date November 20th anniversary. I'm probably wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
Okay. I'm gonna go. This is a two-parter because I think they've already confirmed that they're going to be there, and I don't know what else they would be talking about. So I'm going to make it a little more specific. Plucky Squire.
Okay.
We finally get a release date, and demo out now or like tomorrow. Like demo soon, as the icing on the cake.
Now, this is the one that's the
You're
book.
like in a storybook, but then you can come out of the book and like walk across
Right.
the table. And I can't wait for this game. Supposedly, it's this
is it
year.
out this year? Okay.
Supposedly, but
I guess I do have games to play this year, depending on when they come out.
yeah,
I like it. When did we last see this?
it's been a while.
But it was like maybe it was oh my God, was it Summer Game Fest last year?
Or the video game awards,
Or
maybe,
was it
like,
the VG, not the VGAs, whatever they call them.
Game
now.
Awards.
The Game Awards. Okay. I like it.
Now I don't know how many you got left. I got a lot. I'm trying to figure out which ones to use. I'm gonna have a couple.
I've got like 7 or 8.
I got at least 2 swing for the. I think those were all of my.
Oh,
safe
I'm
ones.
doing a swing for the fence. After this, my next 2 are probably swings for the fences. Hideo Kojima is there.
Wow.
I know. But once again, he does not show Death Stranding. I think he's there because there's no way he won't be there. He might not be there, but he will be on screen or something. He's not going to show Death Stranding. It's going to piss me off, and he's going to show the stupid Xbox Overdrive, whatever, overdose game.
Yeah.
He's going to show something. He's going to do something that is not related at all to Death Stranding. Remember a couple years ago, he's like, I'm here. I've got a podcast. And we were like, what the fuck is happening? Even I was like, what? No Death Stranding. He will be there. He will talk about or reveal something from something that is not Death Stranding, and it will annoy the out of me.
So I won't say it, but I did have.
And I don't think he's going to talk Fizzant either.
That's what I was going to say.
I think there's
some kind of not a teaser.
It's got to be so
even
far down
that's
the
too
road.
much,
Yeah,
but I was going to say new information on that, but I was
going
going
to
stay away
know
from
what it
Kojima.
actually is. Yeah.
Actually, I do have one more. I think this is kind of safe, and I think I drafted it, so I'm going to try to double dip here. Metroid Prime 2 remaster coming out this year. Because they're going to keep feeding us remakes and remasters and
until
stuff
they finally put out
Switch 2,
4.
So,
but I'm trying to think if Nintendo makes announcements because I've got a Nintendo one coming too, and it's we probably need them to do a direct to have these right, because it feels like they don't do announcements or like reveals.
No, they would.
At Keeley's,
they'll be their own show
at Keeley Fest. Okay. It's time to swing for the fences. I saw a report today that sometime in the future, probably the next year or so, Nintendo's going to re-release, I don't remember if it was Wii U or a Wii game or something that they're going to remake, remaster, or something else, and another 3DS game. And that game is going to be announced, and that game is going to be A Link Between Worlds HD, whatever they're going to friggin' call it. It's happening. One of my favorite games of all time. I'm now going to be able to play. I will never need my 3DS anymore.
Wait, so sorry. What was the What was the thing you read or heard or whatever?
That they're going to be bringing back it will be coming to Switch in the next year or so. A remake / remaster of a 3DS game and either a Wii or a Wii U game. I can't remember what it is. Oh no, it was GameCube. It was GameCube. It was a 3DS and a GameCube game, I think. GameCube, that would make sense after what they just did with Paper Mario, and it's friggin' amazing. 10 out of 10 game.
One thing I forgot to say.
Yeah.
I'm just going to spit it out now.
Metroid Prime was Shadow Drop. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to say that 2 was going to be a Shadow Drop also.
I forgot that the first one was Shadow Drop.
I never beat it. I hate that I didn't beat it.
Paper Mario has made me want to go back and play Origami King again. Because I feel like I liked it. I mean, I loved it. I liked it a lot. I beat it. It's not like I would just start a new game.
The ring thing was just when I played the demo, I was like, I don't. But that was again before I figured out turn-based. Maybe I could
maybe you should give it a try. But yeah, that just made me think of that.
But yeah, Link Between Worlds HD.
Okay.
Not happening, but maybe happening.
All right, I got a couple here.
Do you know what annoys the ever-loving crap out of me? Every time you bring your iPad over here.
What?
That your pen is that way and not that way. I don't know why, but to me, it's because that's the top of the iPad. That's the top of the pencil.
Yeah, but if I pick it up...
You just had to flip it. Now pick it up. Bam. Oh!
Nah, but it's at the bottom of my hand, so now I have to turn around and bring it up.
The same thing you did when it was the other way?
No, I just had to...
I feel like whenever they show it in pictures, I think that's why. I think it's always shown the other way. I just had to get that off my chest. Speaking of little things that annoy us.
The direction of your
stupid
pencil.
pen pencil.
All right. Here's a swing for the fence.
Okay.
I can keep going because I think this is 4 or 5.
This is 5. I can keep some more to go.
I can keep going.
We can go until I run out.
Because I feel like it's overdue, and it's probably not coming anytime soon, but at least a teaser, I will say. No release date. Anything more than like a year. Dragon Quest 12. And I never knew how bad I wanted it until I realized how good 11 was. But now all the Square Enix, like...
Oh, that was the Platinum that took you forever.
But it was fantastic. Like...
Wait, so what is... So Dragon Quest 12?
Just Dragon Quest 12 announcement, teaser, whatever.
Because all they've said is that it's coming, and it's going to be more adult, is all we know.
Oh, see, I don't even remember that. I mean, I assumed it was coming, but I don't remember them saying anything about
They've said it's going to be somewhat more, they're going to graduate or whatever. I don't know what it means. But I think they're still keeping that. I think they're going to keep Dragon Quest... Like, Final Fantasy is no longer turn-based.
Right. Leave Dragon Quest.
I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest is going to stay.
Yeah, it needs to.
Okay. Did I try Dwagon?
Yeah, and you said you liked it.
Oh, I did. That's right. How did I try it? I guess it must have been PS Plus.
That's how I played it. Okay. I was like, oh, let's try this. And I was hooked immediately. And it's got like a really good story. Like,
you need to play Chained Echoes. You would love that friggin' game. That's the one that's supposed to be like Chrono. That was the one I played on Game Pass a little bit after Sea of Stars, and I was like, I love this game, but it's on my Xbox.
And what is it?
Chained Echoes.
But what is it?
A turn-based RPG in the vein of Chrono Trigger is what everybody says. It was one of Colin's favorite games the year it came out.
And
everybody says it's awesome. Where? Yeah. In video games?
Is it on PS Plus or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was on Game Pass when I tried it. Look up the Metacritic for it. I bet it's super high.
For whatever reason, when you said that, the first thing I thought of was, which seemed totally out of the blue. Is it Chains of Olympus?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were talking
about. That's the PSP God of War.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a weird one to all of a sudden bring up.
Speak of turn-based games, you should play God of War.
It's a 90.
It's supposed to be friggin' amazing. It might have been Colin's game.
Is it like a new thing? Like,
it's a few years old.
No, but it's not like this was a remake of like this is
brand
just a new game.
I loved it. The little that I played of it.
It was only an 87 on PS4. 91 on PC. And it's okay. I'm gonna look up at YouTube.
I don't know how long it is, but it's supposed. It's I really liked it, and it's supposed to be amazing. All right, I'm going to keep going. My next one, also probably wrong. At some point during either the Xbox showcase or the Call of Duty showcase, for what I think will be the first time ever, someone from Xbox is going to say the word PlayStation. Now, I don't know if they're going to, I don't think they're going to do it, but I'm predicting it. I think it's more like, it could be like our partners at PlayStation. It could be our something because of the recent success of Sea of Thieves on PlayStation 5. Something. I think somebody from Xbox is going to say the word PlayStation. What did you think?
It looks cool. It looks very Sea of Starsy, which I did not like.
Yeah.
Looking at the box art or whatever, I didn't think it was going to look so retro. But
and
it
one
does
of the
look
things I like
cool.
is it shows up in the top corner what all the turns are, because you can have like 6-7 people in your party or something.
Oh,
and it says like you go, then this guy goes.
Okay,
then
that's
that guy
how
goes.
Final Fantasy X was.
You said that. Yep.
Yeah.
Xbox is going to say the word PlayStation.
Okay.
Now I don't think they're going to be like, the Master Chief Collection is coming to PlayStation right now. I don't think they're going to do that, but it won't. I just don't know. We don't know what this is going to be because they haven't been. I know they're not a third party, but this is going to be their first not E3 where they're kind of a third party.
Right.
They just put out 4 games on PlayStation, 2 on Switch. I don't know. I think they might say PlayStation.
It could happen. All right. Another swing for the fence. Because of the success of the show.
Weird prediction, but okay.
I'm going to say we get a new, even though it may be a remake, but it would be such a new game, whatever.
I was going to do this.
I don't think you're going to say this. Although maybe. A new retro, like new old school, not not like what we've been doing. A new 2D is what I'm trying to say.
Holy God.
Building the anticipation.
Sonic game.
No. New 2D Castlevania game.
That's when you finally said 2D. I was like, I hope he says Castlevania. Well, you got to think
Because of like they just came out with like the Contra thing. I was like, oh, maybe the Castlevania
Oh, yeah, I
will get
forgot
that
about
treatment.
that. Yeah.
Operation Galuga or whatever. Like, don't do this N64 3D crap. Doesn't even necessarily have to be Metroidvania. But like, I would love it.
even if it's
But
an
just
old school,
just
right?
2D, yeah.
Like think of like, and everybody loved the Dead Cells Castlevania DLC was supposed to be
and
freaking
there's
amazing
that too, yeah.
The show, the 4 seasons, it's either that or Last of Us is the best video game adaptation I've ever seen. Street Fighter the animated movie's up there as well. Watch Nocturne. You're gonna watch it when they do a trailer for season 2. I think that's when you'll finally watch
Probably.
it. It was really good. I'm gonna go back and watch it again just to make you watch it more.
Well, then I don't have to watch it because
Yeah, you do.
you watched it twice.
Out of everything you've said so far, that's the one I most hope is true.
Really?
Yep. More than Vampire. More than Metroid Prime. Yeah. That's my one you hope most. I don't know if I want to do this because I know you've probably got it.
No, I bet I know what you're saying. I'm not even going to bother with that. I've got 1,
I've got 3 left to pick from.
2. I've probably got 2.
Then I won't do this
I mean, I
one.
could say a third, but there's like, it's.
I won't do this one then. I'm going to go here because we're never getting a showcase. I think Sony has to be there in some way. They just did a state of play. They could have done it there, but like you said, Keeley is saying everybody chills can be mostly games we already know about. which does not go along with
any of our predictions.
But Ghost of Tsushima 2, teaser, trailer, something, coming 2025. It's time. It came out in 2020. We know they're working on a sequel. Everybody loved that game. I would like to go back to it and beat it. I'll probably have to restart because I'm not going to know how to do all the different stances and stuff.
You never beat it?
No. I don't know. Something else came out. I don't remember what it was. I think the PS5 came out because I got it after the fact. Yeah, because I didn't get it when it came out. It came out in... Last of Us was May, and then that was June, I think. It came after Last of Us, I'm pretty sure. No. And then everybody was much more happy with that because of... Okay. I would like to go back and play it. But yeah, I'm going to go Ghost of Tsushima 2. At least gets officially announced. We get some kind of teaser, and we get a 2025 stinger.
Stinger splash.
Yep.
All right. This is what I thought you were going to say. So let's see if I was right. Resident Evil 9.
I was going to say Resident Evil something. Yeah.
Release date and title. Not Exodus. But I'm still sticking by not part of the prediction because this is way out there.
What is the date?
Early 25. January 25.
I think so too.
I said, I don't know what the title's going to be.
Oh, you did the reflection
somehow thing. IV, which doesn't work for evil because that's VI. But somehow you get an IV, but in the title, in the art, whatever, because this supposedly takes place on an island, maybe there's like some water, and the IV gets reflected to make an IX, and that's how they work.
You could still do it with you could do, because for my Exodus thing, it was going to be. How the hell was I going to do that?
the line of the E and then the X, I guess. So I'm trying to think how you get an IV.
The E. And then after the E is the V. You flip the V upside down, that's an X. And you just flip and you just highlight the one line. You do the thing that I'm saying. I'm serious. They could
do that, yeah. But
also, though, that if it is true that it takes place on an island and all that crap, that would make sense because water reflects and refracts, but we're talking reflex.
And I said that like a year ago.
Yes, you did. Way before
I want
that
credit
report
for that.
came out.
I'll try to find the episode. Assuming I'm right.
If
I'm wrong, I'll whatever.
We'll cut this out.
But if somehow I'm right, I'm gonna go back and find that original episode where I said I bet it's like an IV that reflects in like water or something.
You're
to make
never
an
gonna
IX.
find that.
I'll find it.
I wonder if can you search Google Drive for like Resident Evil, and then you could find the rundown that we talked about Resident Evil.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad I didn't go. I wrote down here Resident Evil something gets revealed. I guess I could do Resident Evil some kind of remake gets revealed, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so this is my last one, I think.
I've got one.
I've got one that I didn't write down, but I can do it.
Okay, I can do two.
This might be kind of obvious, but I'm not getting many points right now. Xbox announces Gears 6. I don't think it's out this year. I think they've got enough coming this year. I think it's out next year. I also think that at the end they're going to be like, and also, you know how we remastered the first Gears? We remastered the other ones. Even though they're on 360, like 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, I think we're on the 1. So it would really be like the Gears remastered trilogy or something like that they're going to up-res everything or something like that. So it's a 2-part Gears thing. Yeah. I should have stopped at Gear 6. I don't know why I'm still talking.
All right. My last real one that I think could maybe happen, and I never even bothered to look up. I know what I'm talking about here, but I do not remember the name. That game that was very well reviewed, that VR RPG game. Something about Asgard or Thor.
Asgard's Wrath.
That one gets announced for PSVR 2. I'm really just trying to will that into existence. But I'm also happy with Behemoth. Like, I feel like that will fill the void, but like, this looks pretty cool too.
Well, I've got one last one.
I got one more, but it's like...
It's probably what I'm about to say.
That would be crazy.
We both got really annoyed at something this week.
Okay, that's not it.
Because it was like, screw you guys, you can't have this. I started thinking of it a different way. And I think the reason that PlayStation, when they announced the PC adapter for PSVR 2 and showed Half-Life Alyx on the TV, we are supposed to think that just means, Moth, if you land on me, you stay over there. We're supposed to think that means, hey, you can use your PSVR 2 to play Half-Life Alyx. Screw you guys. You just can't do it on your PS5. Half-Life Alyx for PS5 out this year.
PS5 or PSVR 2?
PSVR 2.
I could see that because that is a pretty interesting move for them, like an official PlayStation release to show a game on your PlayStation, like official promotional whatever, that is not available. And I get why, because they're like, hey, here's how you could play that.
It's just weird.
But it's weird to show it like, well, you
Why
can't.
not just show it hooked up to a PC?
Right.
You didn't have to show anything on that screen.
I could see it.
Okay. James, my pick before this was Gears 6 gets announced in some kind of Gears remastered trilogy. I know they already remastered the first one, but maybe they remaster 2 and 3 or something, or remake them or something.
All right. I feel like your last one is a lot more likely. I mean, it definitely is. Especially now, because now I'm almost talking myself into, I think that will happen. Total shot in the dark, but I think I have heard rumblings about this.
Oh, you got another one? I thought you meant your Asgard.
No. That was my last good one. This is, I don't know. Did you start or did I?
You started.
Oh, so if I say this, do you have another one? This one's like total, just like full court, hook shot, eyes closed, let's see what happens, whatever.
Mine was going to be boring.
I really don't think this is going to happen.
We'll write it down. I'll write it down as just for fun.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mine was just going to be a Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas remake, remaster. That's all it was going to be.
Okay, count it.
Okay.
Count it. So, Judas is coming.
Ooh.
But.
No.
So is. BioShock 4. Without Levine.
Oh, I thought you were going to be
totally unrelated. But
and actually, Judas is BioShock 4 because Colin asked him that.
I wouldn't go that far.
When he interviewed Ken Levine the last time, he was like, "It's not BioShock 4, right?" He's like, "No, I'm not. No."
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I mean, I don't even think honestly that might even be more likely. But just because it would be funny to see it happen, somehow there's a BioShock 4 coming.
I think we know they're working on some kind of BioShock something at 2K, whatever, because Irrational's gone. I don't know. You have to play that. If you get bored this summer, you got to play Infinite. I'm telling you, I still think about that game every once in a while. And it was so friggin'... It was one of those when I was playing it, and as you go deeper and deeper in the story, I'm like, what the frick is happening? It's so good. It's so well done.
I mean, it sounds like there's a lull in like the July-August time frame.
Unless Plucky Squires then.
Maybe. But yeah, I'll probably play it.
James, no, I did not split my Gears prediction into 2 because that would have been smart. Because then I could have got a whole full point for Gears 6 instead of a half point. I'm counting them as one prediction. Gears 6 and some kind of Gears remastered remake thing. That's it for our predictions, hopes, and dreams, but that's not it for the episode yet. This is the longest one we've done in a while. Did you eat the moth?
No, it was a different bug. And I didn't eat it.
No.
But it was in my face.
We're going to run through the wrap-up because we've been going a while. My back hurts because I'm old. Sony had a presentation /Q&A this past week with Herman Hulst and the other guy whose name I can't remember, who's the other CEO. They said that they hope to make players want a PS5 by releasing tentpole single-player games on PS5 first. They have no plans to go day and date with the single-player games on PS5 and PC. I think that makes sense. I still think maybe down the road that changes. Who knows? They said live service games will be day and date on PC. We've seen that so far. The PS5 generation is Sony's most profitable generation yet.
But still a failure.
Yep. PS4, quote, remains an important part of our business, end quote. Remember, 50% of the active users last year or month, whatever the time frame was, are still on PS4.
But does that necessarily mean...
My 9th prediction was some kind of Fallout, either Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas gets a remake or remaster because of the show.
Not that it really changes things that much, but like, are we taking that to mean do not have a PS5?
I think so.
I mean, I guess if you have a PS5, why would you still be on your PS4?
Because either way, you're an active user. You're an active user, yeah, because they know it's got to be that. It's got to be like, not that I ever turned my PS4 on, but if they saw me as an active user on that, they'd be like, well, yeah, but he's got a PS5.
Yeah.
He just turned his PS4 on for the first time in a year. And Spider-Man 2 has sold 11 million copies. Good for Spider-Man.
What did 1 sell? Do you know?
I think it was in the Insomniac League.
Did it hit 20?
It hit 20 for sure when you count the PC.
Oh, that's true.
And then Spider-Man Remastered and everything. I mean, it had 3 versions.
Yeah.
It might have been, I want to say like 28 million, but that could just be coming out of my butt. Neil Druckmann did an interview and he said, quote, "We will not be The Last of Us studio forever," end quote. He also did say that currently in development they have, quote, "multiple single-player projects," end quote. They're making Last of Us Part 3. We know it without knowing it. I still can't believe that they canceled Factions, whatever, Last of Us Online. Because the screenshots and stuff that came out after it, I was like, this looks like a multiplayer game I would have actually liked. Because I don't have to worry about story pissing me off in this stupid game. As we said earlier, the PSVR 2 PC adapter is coming. It's out August for $60. As I said earlier also, Metal Gear Solid Delta has reportedly been delayed to 2025, but it will have a collector's edition that I will be buying for $200, $300, whatever it is. I don't care.
With Snake's arm.
Even if the game sucks. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, it got rated for Xbox recently, and it now has officially been announced as it is coming to Xbox in August. This game came out in 21.
Who made that?
It was their first game. It was some studio that just used to do... they were an animation studio that decided to
but
try
they
to
haven't
make a
done
game.
anything since.
No.
Okay.
And it was exclusive to PS5 or PlayStation and PC, I should say, since 2021. But it is coming to Xbox, so that's good. I really like that game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, you cheated to get the platinum.
I didn't cheat.
You did. I can't do it anymore. I should just go buy a used copy of that, plug it in, turn off the updates and stuff, load my save. Yeah, because it'd be the 1.0 unless they've patched.
Just buy it on
discs.
Amazon.
Return
and then return it.
That's true. Maybe I can do it. I mean, I didn't get all the other trophies because I was like, damn it, Sean. Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake is apparently still happening. They have said, Ember Lab. Thank you.
That's it.
It is making, quote, excellent progress, and Ubisoft Toronto is now assisting. This reminds me of them saying, whatever it was a few weeks ago, Aspire or whoever's doing the KOTOR remake, being like, everything's fine. We're doing great. Don't worry. It's still coming. Toys for Bob, the creators of Spyro and Crash, have left Activision to become independent, and they are now partnered with Xbox on their next upcoming game. Good for them. Activision, speaking of, just won a $14.5 million lawsuit against Call of Duty cheat makers. Good for them.
What is that? Like, what were they doing?
They basically pay to win stuff. So you can go multiplayer. They charge money for these cheats. And then you can go into multiplayer with like auto aim and stuff. Like the only way I could play Call of Duty online. If I had a PC, I probably would have bought the cheats. I mean, I have a PC. I'm on a PC. You know what I mean. I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yakuza Like a Dragon is getting a live action series. I feel like every week I'm saying this is getting another series at something.
Yep.
Live action series at Amazon. Minecraft is getting an animated series at Netflix. Tomba Special Edition is out August 1st. I never played Tomba. Did you ever play Tomba on PlayStation?
I don't even remember what it is.
Dustin Furman was over the moon. It's like one of his favorite weird games ever, I guess. Metal Slug Tactics, which I drafted last year, but no one drafted it this year. I almost think maybe we could do everybody gets one more pick. Because now games are starting to get announced. Because we talked about that. I think John brought it up. What if we can do one replacement pick?
I would entertain it.
I drafted that last year because I thought it was gonna score pretty well. Riven or Riven remake is officially coming out June 25th, but only on PC and MetaQuest, of course. I forget, did you ever play that?
Mm-mm.
We didn't have it on PC.
I don't think so. Weren't there 3? Was there a third one too?
I think the third one was just Myst 3.
Oh.
I don't know if this... I don't think this had Myst 2 anywhere in the... I think it was just Riven. It might have said a sequel
I think it's
to
Riven.
Myst.
And yeah, I think it just had a sequel to Myst.
Yeah, Riven Phoenix. And in sad news, but kind of good news for people that actually like the game, Redfall has received their final update as Arcane Austin shuts down. It does add offline play, so you no longer need to have an internet connection to play that game, because basically in the future, whenever they shut their servers down, nobody would be able to play it.
Yep.
If you couldn't tell by the yawn, that's it for this episode of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Hopefully Summer Game Fest doesn't suck. Hopefully everything is fun.
So when is it? When does it start?
It's Friday, like during pizza night, I think. Friday at 5 our time, I think.
Oh, weird.
Or maybe it's 4. It might be 2 Pacific. I can't remember. We'll have to ask Sarah Solar what time that is here. That's it for this episode. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you enjoy Summer Game Fest. Until the next time, Sean, take us out.
Thank you for playing.